and welcome back to our second video. So we're going to continue our Let's Play with the Dwarves and the Total War Warhammer game. At the end of the last battle, we just fought a battle with this orc army here who have been trespassing on our lands. We've pushed them out and we've been issued our next grudge, which is to take back this settlement here, which is the Pillars of Grungi. Grungi is one of the dwarf ancestor gods, and this is one of the dwarven areas that's fallen to control of the orcs over time. Part of the background to the lord that I'm playing, Thorgrim Grudgebearer, is he's going to rebuild the empire of the dwarves. So our first step is to get these pillars back. In this video we're going to start looking at a few more of the ways that the Total War game gives you missions, how it's controlled, and what you should really be aiming at. I'm going to tell the advisor I've had enough of that, don't need to see any more of him. So let's have a look. So I've got 7,600 odd gold back, reasonable income. If you remember from before, I got some of that gold back because I decided I was not going to follow the game's advice and upgrade my starting barracks. We will need a better barracks, but we don't need it just yet, and we certainly don't need it here. The game's now going to let me into the building browser, so I'm going to show you a little bit about how the economies for provinces work. So, the province effects, so you can see what's going on there. It's untainted, there's no chaos or undead kicking around here. You can see the corruptions there and there. Because of that, it means that undead armies are going to suffer attrition if they come marching through here. Don't need to worry about that. You can see that the income is only 200 for that. Public order is at 0. It's currently at 0 and it's not changing, so I don't get any penalties or bonuses for that. Public order goes on a scale from 100 to minus 100. 100 is good, minus 100 is very bad, and at minus 100 you start getting revolutions. We don't want any of those. I've got no population surplus. It's going to be 4 turns till I have some population surplus, and you can see that in this province, the province is called the Silver Road, and there are 3 zones in the province. Settlements they're referred to as. So there's my settlement, which is the capital, which is my main hold over here, and the other settlements are the Pillars of Grungi, which I've been told to retake, and Mount Squighorn, which is just over here beyond the Pillars of Grungi. The remnants of that orc army are over here, so you can see that Grishnak, their leader, he's taken a bit of a kicking. He's going to try and recover that. Don't want to give him time really. But he's only got archers left, so we did a good enough job that we ruined his melee units, so that's not going to be good for him at all. That's good news. If we go into the building browser though, you can see why it's not a good idea to build our main barracks in the capital. So, the capital has got 5 levels and goes up there. The smaller settlements, they have 3 levels. 1, 2, 3, and they cap out here. So if I build a barracks in one of my smaller zones, it can go up to level 3. My barracks goes up to level 3, and that's fine. So I can build the best barracks going anywhere in the game. Some of these bigger units, so the Siege Workshop chain, you can only get the best units in a capital city. Also some that you can't ever build in a smaller settlement. So if I want to build a Hall of Oaths, and I mentioned in the last video that if I lose my hammers I'm not going to be able to replace them for a while, I need a Hall of Oaths to build hammers. I can only build that in a capital city. It's not that I must get one that's not as good, I can't build it anywhere else. And that's the same for the Engineers Workshops. It is the same for the Throne Hall of the High Kings. That's a bit of a special case. That's not just it has to be a capital, that has to be this capital. I can't build that in any other province. A lot of the provinces have got special buildings that you can build only in that province. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that there for now because I might need to recruit some more warriors or miners, but I'm not going to upgrade that. I've got some slots over here and I can see what I can build. Now, this chain over here, this lets me build siege workshops, so I can build bolt throwers and grudge throwers. The grudge throwers are my catapults, and the bolt throwers are like giant crossbows. I'm going to need some of those when I start using a second army, and it's going to be a little while before I can upgrade my capital to give me more building slots. So that's one option. What I'll probably do though is when I've got access to another zone, I'll destroy the barracks and I'll put in a siege workshop. So I'm not going to put the siege workshop on that slot, but it is an option to consider. With the Total War games, you really do need to focus on your economy and your growth as well. So the options I've got a gem mine, which will give me some income, but it also gives me goods to trade. I'm not trading with anyone yet, so there's that. Or there is the farming, so I can build a barley farm. That'll give me growth 15, and that means that I'll be able to grow much faster, and it means that I'll be able to make these cities bigger, and the sooner I get on with that, the sooner I can do everything else. So that's what I'm going to put there. Once the province reaches maximum size, you don't need your farms anymore, and you can get rid of them, unless you want to keep them around for, you know, replacing casualties. It does mean that your injured units heal faster, but you don't need them as much. But for now, that's what I really need. So we've taken care of that. You can see that money's come out of our treasury, and what we're going to do is we're going to carry on with our mission. So the game wants me to take back the Pillars of Grungi, which is over here, and I'm close enough to be able to see it, so I can see what buildings they've got there. I can see it's got a greenskin hideout, and that's basically their settlement, and it's got some islands, which that's their equivalent of a farm here, so that's not bad. But it does mean that if they kick around here for very long, they're going to be replenishing their armies, and I don't want them doing that. You can also see the garrison, so it's not a very good garrison. It's 2 units of orcs and it's 3 units of goblins. It does mean that the enemy's going to have some melee, but it's nothing I need to worry about.
Hey!
My lord is got his army there, got most of my casualties back. Most people didn't lose anything. He has also got a skill, so I'm going to look at this now. It did show that he is a defensive melee fighter, and he is very good at that, so that's what I'm going to start filling him out as. So I'm going to give him some full plate armor. That's going to put his armor up, and it's going to make him even harder to hurt. The other one I do like on characters is Route Marcher. Dwarves do not move very quickly, so anything that means that I can move around the map faster is definitely worth having. But I'm going to go into another fight, and so I want my plate armor before we do any of those. Okay, so I've used my skill point. He's going to be a little bit better in combat. Now you can see here, if I hold my attack pointer over either the enemy army or the enemy settlement, you get that red line that crops up. That means they're close enough together, they'll reinforce each other. That's sometimes a problem, but that's what I want to happen in this one. Their armies are not big enough to deal with me together, never mind on their own. I want to get rid of him, but I also want to take these pillars, so I'm going to do that.
Retake the realms!
Now this battle is even more lopsided than the last one. I'm going to play through it manually again because I want a little bit more control than what the computer will give me. The computer will auto-resolve this quite happily, but there's a few things that I don't want to happen. I don't want to lose too many dwarfs. The computer can be quite aggressive. I don't want to take those casualties. I'm quite happy to sit back and let my artillery and crossbowmen do the work and then just mob things up. Also though, I do want to take out this lord here. He's got some skill from fighting in the last battle. Not just because, not as much as my lord got because I won and he didn't, but he did get some skill. But if I can get him so he's wounded, that'll take him out of the campaign map game for a little while. It'll mean that, he'll have to spend some turns recovering, and that'll be that. If I can take out the archers as well as him, I can completely destroy that army, which means that he won't be able to just bring a lord back. I'll be able to get rid of them. The main target though is to win the battle, and if I win the battle I'll take the settlement. So let's go and do that now. Now it's only a small settlement, so it's got no defensive walls yet, so I don't need any battering rams or siege towers or anything like that. I can just come and march in and take it. And again, bad news for the orcs, they're outnumbered by the dwarves. It's not what they want to be doing. Most of their fighters are goblins, that's not what they want to be doing. If you look at the campaign map up here, you can see where I am. You can't see where the dwarves are going, so you can't see where the defenders are going to be. You can see where the dwarves are going to be, I know where I am. You can see where the reinforcements are going to come from, so this is going to be where that orc warlord comes in. So, let's not give him any chance to do anything. Let's get it so that we've got our units in here, and
The clans unite!
there. Okay, so where's my range going to fall from? There. Okay, I want to be closer than that. I want to be shooting him
For the High King!
as soon as he shows his ugly mug on the side of the map. So let's do that. Okay, so I can see the edge of the thing there, and I can now see that actually they're going to be in range as soon as they show up. Okay, that's going to deal with them. Now, there are going to be a bunch of orcs showing up to defend the settlement, so let's deal with that as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my artillery over here. I don't know where they're going to come from, but I'm hoping that that fairly wide field of fire, that'll give them something to think about, and maybe make them charge in. I'm not sure I want them to charge in actually. Now let's hang them back a little bit. If we can get it so that the enemy are out of range, they'll probably just sit at the back, and that's fine with me for what I want for the time being. I've got a job for my miners now. I'm going to string my miners up along here, which is good. That'll stop them accidentally charging my catapults when I'm not paying attention. And I'll bring my hammerers in. My hammerers are going to go down there, as is my lord.
Vengeance!
What I want to do is, as soon as they show up on the map, I want to get rid of him and destroy his units. It'll take him a little while to feed in, which I'm hoping will give me a time to shoot a bunch of them before they know what's going on. Okay, so the defenders have set up over there, which is not what I wanted. But
Enemy reinforcements are approaching.
there we
Attack
go.
with caution, Commander.
So I'm going to start with my crossbowman. Let's get rid of him. He'll be the biggest problem. So if I can take him out quick, that'd be great. His leadership's quite high, and he's getting shot quite a lot, so he'll probably die. That's good news for me. I'm going to send my lord and hammerers off down there as bait. He's taking a lot of damage. He's trying to meet up with the rest of his army. It's not really very smart. Where are the rocks going? Okay, I can see a couple of squashed goblins up here, so I guess that my catapults are firing at them. That's fine. Let's come back down here and see what this war boss is doing. So yeah, he's nearly down. He's starting to run away. I don't want him to do that. I want him. Good. Let's put them. He's going to run away again. This is not what I wanted.
Let's get out.
He is off. Oh! Got him. Wounded. Great. So, the good news with that is he'll be off the campaign map for a bit. So now we're going to want to go and try to kill as much of his army as we can. So let's go and take out that one. Casualties on them, but they're out, so they're off. That's fine. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to reform. And so we're going to move our crossbowmen down there. We're going to move that lot over there, and we're going to move them back into reserve. Okay, so I've got the dwarves, loads to do, but these are all melee goblins now, so that's fine. Tell my catapult to fire at them on the side. It's going to be a slightly easier target. Try and circle me, which is, that's fine, that's kind of what I expected. So what we're going to do, we're going to plug them in there, I'm going to plug them in there, I'm going to try and wrap all of that up into one little pack, and then they're only goblins, so I'm going to ignore them. I'm going to charge into the orcs there, let's see how we do. So I'll stop firing, otherwise I'm going to squash my own men. Right, now we're going to push the miners out on that flank and do what we did last time. And start panicking the orcs. Goblins really don't want to be in that fight. They're completely collapsing. It doesn't really matter about wiping these out, that's not the point. They'll be destroyed if they lose the settlement anyway. War of vengeance! So, don't need to faff around with this lot.
Ready to strike!
There we go, they're all running away. The only real orcs in this battle have already gone, so we just end the battle. Don't really care about that lot. Dashrak started with 88, lost 11 of them. That's probably not going to be enough, to be honest with you. So, anyway, I lost another 22 dwarves. That's not too bad. can occupy it, loot it, or sack it, or destroy it. Now, I want this back, and I want it back with a minimum fuss, so I'm just going to occupy it. I could loot and occupy it, but there's not really enough treasure to make that big hit to order worthwhile. So, I'm just going to occupy this one.
Die!
And we've unlocked some regiments of renown. So we've unlocked the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass. And we've succeeded in our grudge, so we've got another 1,000 gold.
Your Dawi have been put to work fixing up the captured city, sire. Yet there are many grudges still to settle. Perfidious manlings and bloodthirsty vampires threaten your kind in the north. And your mountain will never be safe, while a single greenskin draws breath. To war!
So you can see here, we've got the chapter objective. So the reckoning begins. It's asking me to occupy, loot, raise or sack 3 different settlements. Currently none of 3. And I'll get 2,000 gold for doing that. So that's the objective of this chapter. I've still got...
Gyrocopter scouts report of a greenskin migration heading northwards. Spies say they intend to meet up and swell the mobs of the dread orc warlord who travels towards the Badlands. Whatever they are up to, they must be stopped. Summon the throng.
So, it's given me my first quest as well. So we'll talk about quests a little bit more in a bit. But it's giving me a quest to take my lord over there, and there are some rewards for doing that as well. So, if we come back, so we've got the Pillars of Grungi. You can see it's all changed. It's no longer strange mushroom hut thing for the orcs. It's a proper dwarf settlement with walls and roofs. You can see that they've lost their lord, but they've got still the survivors are there. Might want to get rid of them, to be honest. But now you can see in the building browser, I've got access to build in both of these sections as well. You can see now that my public order is still at 0. We've not ended a turn, but instead of being 0, it's going to go down by 7. So I've got bonuses for having troops in the settlements, but I'm going to lose 10 points for that conquest. I'm going to lose some points because I'm applying taxes, and also because I'm taxed this turn, I'm going to have some instability. You can see though that my tax income's gone up. It's gone up from 200 and something to 300 and something. There was 203 to 311, so that's good. That gives me a bit more money. But the main thing about this is I've got more space to build. So I'm going to look at my building plots now. So I'm going to go into here, and this is where I'm going to put my barracks. So the first level of barracks is a sparring chamber. So I'm going to move that over there. I'm going to destroy that one. That'll take a turn as well. So that'll take a turn to build. That'll take a turn to destroy. That's fine. That'll free up a space in my capital, which is what I wanted to do. I don't want to recruit any new armies yet. I don't want to recruit any dwarves just yet.
Bearers! Let's march!
He is now out of move, so I can't chase and hunt that guy down just yet. But he has got another skill point. So options are I can make him move a bit quicker, or I can keep pumping him up so he's going to be better in combat. That's what I'm going to do. So to start with, I'm going to make him harder to hurt. So this is going to give my defence a bit of a bonus. So my armour's quite high, and you can use the tooltips to find what it does. So that's resistance to being attacked. My melee defence, that affects my chances of being hit. And if they can't hit me, then I don't even need the armour. So that's what we're going to start with. So a quick look then at chapter objectives and quests. Chapter objectives over here. So this is my long campaign victory. and if I click on the short campaign victory, you can see which campaign you're working towards, or you can click on your chapter objectives. So chapter 1 is this one. So my main one is to take 3 settlements. Then there are bonus objectives that increase the reward. So there's 2,000 for doing that, and then there's these 5 bonuses, so I can increase my reward by another 5,000, which is what I was looking at doing. So this one, well, we're working on that. Research 4 technologies, I've done 2. Well, we should get 1 soon. We're working on that, so you know, probably need another 5 turns to sort that one out. So that'll be fine. I won't have taken 2 settlements in those 5 turns. This one, sort out grudges. Well, we'll see what happens. We've had 2 grudges and we've settled both of them. I've got no grudges left, so this could be a pain. I can only settle a grudge if I've got one to settle, so I'm going to have some issues with that possibly. I've got to build a mustering hall. That's quite a high level building. It's going to be quite tricky. Come back to that in a moment. Recruit a hero, a Thane. Now I need a mustering hall to do that, so again, come back to that, and then increase my income. So at the end of your turn, have an income of at least 2,500. That's quite tricky to do at the start of the game. You have to have an income that high when you complete the chapter. If you go up and then go down, it undoes itself. The thing is, your income is increased by trade and it's increased by your provinces. At the start, there's not many people for the dwarves to trade with, and you've not got many provinces. At the same time, as you're doing all that, your income goes down as you make more armies. So as I increase the size of my lord's army, I'm going to have a smaller income. And just have a quick look at the mustering hall and the Thane. Okay, so we go back into our building browser. So you can see here that a mustering hall is the top level barracks. So to do that, I'm going to need to get the pillars of Grungi up to level 3, build my mustering hall, and that will then unlock Thanes. So that's quite a lot of time. What will probably happen is, you know, it's not a difficult thing to do, but I'll probably have taken 3 settlements before I do that. So we'll see how we go. And that's the end of our second term, and that's probably a good time to make that the end of our second video as well. The turns at the start of the game do take a little while. Once the game's in full flow though, your turns start to pick up pace a little bit. So see you next time.